Professors Filippo Biondi, Corrado Malanga, and Armando Medi, you have led the expedition to discover the Giza Plateau second largest pyramid. Your study claims to have found giant hidden city beneath the pyramids. First, could you walk us briefly through the method you used in your study, what's called SAR, radar Doppler tomography?
Yes, thank you for this question. It's a pleasure to me to explain better the technique, so to let people understand what we are doing. We started this work in before 2022. Now there are a couple of years that we are working on the Giza Plateau. We started investigating the Khnum Khufu pyramid, which is called Cheops. So we used, yes, Doppler tomography. Doppler tomography, like the word is saying, Doppler effect. Tomography is watching and looking inside the matter, like slice. So let's start. We use electromagnetic waves. It's well known in all the world scientific community that electromagnetics are not interacts only with the surface of the matter. And that's true, absolutely. And using electromagnetic waves, especially from space, it is impossible to go below the Earth. Impossible. Using pure electromagnetics, it can be used the so-called ground penetration radars, but they are radars that are located exactly on the ground. They burst electromagnetic power spectra inside the Earth, and the maximum depth that we can achieve, it's about 15 meters, not more. So it's a problem. We found a new method. We act from space. We use electromagnetics, but we use synthetic aperture radar. Just to tell you, synthetic aperture radar, with respect to ground penetrated radars, are the opposite, are not the same. Synthetic aperture radar is an academia that it's apart. We are another society in the field of IEEE. In the IEEE, we study synthetic aperture radar because it's something very dedicated. We are maybe 200 or 300 in the world that studies synthetic aperture radar. The name synthetic is because the satellite synthesis in the orbit an aperture. The aperture is a physical parameter that is mandatory according to the Rayleigh equation to achieve high resolution. I tell you, if the radar wasn't synthetic, we should put in the space an antenna long several kilometers, and that's impossible. Synthetic aperture radar synthesis with a small piece of maybe of a length of 6 meters, let's say, a long aperture synthesis, a long aperture because of the orbit. I remember that the satellites are located in 600 kilometers of distance with respect to the Earth's surface, and they fly South Pole, North Pole, South Pole and the North Pole at a velocity of 7 kilometers per second. So they employ maybe 90 minutes to make a turn of the Earth. South Pole, North Pole, and South Pole again. So due to this very high velocity that exhibits satellites, we can extract a nice communication channel that is allocated inside the Doppler bandwidth. When we listen Doppler, the word Doppler, it means sound. So we have designed a giantest microphone from the space using electromagnetic waves modulation due to the Doppler anomalies of the world, of the Earth, like a planet, the planet of the Earth.
Yeah.
The Earth has a low pass spectra, so of course vibrates at low frequencies, but according to a low pass spectra vibrates also in higher frequencies, also in the kilohertz band, vibrates according to a low pass spectrum. Because of the very high sensitivity of radar, we are able to grab also frequencies that are located inside the 0 hertz up to, let's say, 20 kilohertz. And so these frequencies are located on the surface of the Earth. Grabbing these vibrations, they contain a sufficient statistics, so the information also of things that are located below the Earth. And so, according to a simple tomographic inversion algorithm, that's all.
But yeah, I'm sure you are aware of the criticism that that faces your study. How can you respond to the critics about this method? They are talking about the feasibility of the SAR in such
Yes,
research. They are
yes,
talking about a lack of validation. Other researchers are talking about the interpretation of the results that you had.
yes, yes. I thank the scientific community that criticizes us because criticism, if they don't they are not to the person, because we have criticized also our person personally, and also national newspapers criticizes our person, not the
No, we
work.
don't want to talk about
Yes,
personal
yes,
critics. We want to talk
yes. No,
about
but
the
yes,
techniques.
yes. Absolutely yes. People criticize the technique because they didn't understand it. Okay. In the first part of my interview with you, I explained it. So this may be mandatory, may be good for people that criticize us, that have to study the technique because they didn't understand it. Because the most people that are criticize us, they are saying that electromagnetic waves do not penetrate the Earth. That it's absolutely true. But we are not using electromagnetic waves. We are using electromagnetic waves only to such an interface to access to a second communication channel which is hidden in order to grab the sound. And the sound is useful because the sound only propagates inside the matter. And that's all. I don't know if I explained it
Yeah,
right.
but also there were critics about interpretation of the
Yes,
and the
yes,
presentation
yes. The
issue.
interpretation, yes, the interpretation is because we processed hundreds of tomographies, and in our press release we did not show everything. No, we did not show everything. And with our tomographies,
Where do
we
you intend to show everything?
we have a lot of results, and we did not show everything because we showed only things that we wanted to show. And so we with our entire plafond of tomographies, we were absolutely able to reconstruct our 3D model. Why, I tell you? Because We have used several SAR images, several tomographic cuts, several satellite systems, and according to this procedure, with different sources of information, we absolutely obtained the same results. So we are absolutely confident that the 3D reconstruction that we showed in the press release are absolutely correlated, in my personal opinion, on 90%, 90% correlated with the tomographies that we have.
Was the study validated by experts? And there's a lot of reports asking why it was published only in one magazine.
Yes, absolutely yes. Mona Lisa, work is very hard. So to make
Yeah.
to write down a peer review article is a hard work. So we work. The group, we are in three. We work alone, and it is not true that there is only one paper. There is the paper of 2022, which me and Corrado spent 1 year to write it, 1 year, okay, because it is a bit long, and on there is written everything about the technique, about everything. But there are also three papers who criticize us did not make a good bibliography searching, because it is fundamental to do bibliography search, no? There is the paper of the Vulcano, the Vesuvius, first one. There is the paper of the bridge monitoring. There is the paper of looking inside the University of Rome. There are at least other three papers before that one. And there are also other papers that I don't remember because I wrote that, but I don't remember. There are other papers.
They are well known in this field.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yes. They did do the bibliography, a good research of the bibliography.
Okay.
The papers refers to the laboratory of Grand
No,
Sasso.
yes, Armand, yes, yes. We made also, in fact, thank you, Armando. We made also some experiments, very nice of the. I don't want to explain. I'm sorry. Again, for the validity of my technique. Or if there are criticism, they didn't read the papers. They do not know anything about my technique. They didn't do a good bibliography research. I'm sorry for them. I'm sorry.
Dr. Zahi Hawass is a prominent Egyptologist. How do you respond to his criticism?
Yes, I thanks Dr. Zahi Hawass because I think Armando, personally admire him. We want to meet him. For me, is chapeau if I can meet him, because we fully respect his work and his position inside the institutional compound of Egypt. We thank him for everything, and we accept 100% his criticism. But we firmly remain to our position. Science is to work together, and so we accept him. I like Zahi Hawass. He's really a magnificent scientist, professor, what do you want? But I think that science is also confrontation with different points of view.
Do you believe this controversy will help refine or evolve the study of ancient Egyptian structures in the future?
Yes, in my personal opinion, yes. And Mona Lisa, in my personal opinion, we will also connect with the other point of view in order to grow up together better also. And I suppose with the help of Zagiawas also, because we respect him 100%.
How do you plan to proceed with your research going forward?
Yes, we will finish to do scans inside the Giza Plateau, so to be more precise in order to build up a more precise 3D model, but not only of Khafre, of all the Giza Plateau. Because we suppose that under the Giza Plateau, there is something very big. We suppose, because we are seeing those things, we are measuring energy below the earth.
Are there any collaboration with Egyptian archaeologists and other experts on the ground now?
It could be fine to get in touch with Egyptologists all around the world, and particularly with Egyptologists from Egypt. We are very happy if something can move forward on this path, because I believe that we can achieve very important results for the history of Egypt and of humankind. You have to know that just in the last century, there were Egyptologists suggesting the possible existence of structures under the Giza Plateau. For example, an Egyptian Egyptologist such as Selim Hassan, he wrote a book in 1930 suggesting the title was Discovered Structures Beneath the Pyramids. He suggested the possible existence of infrastructures under the Giza Plateau. But also, for example, another Egyptian Egyptologist, Hakim Abdellawian, in the past explored tunnels under the surface of Giza. Proposing the possible existence of other unknown passages that lead into the underground under the surface of Giza. For example, the tomb of the birds of NC2 tomb is another location very interesting that seems to be connected with the infrastructures and the underground of Giza. That is why we believe that it's very important, because also for the large and intensive study and exploration that we have to do on the ground, that we need the support of all Egyptology community, discussing in deeper on the base of a scientific model of investigation that is the base of the discussion. We hate the controversies. We are for the dialogue. We believe that only the connection between scientists we can move forward to explore the ancient past and what happened in the ancient past. And I also believe that for Egypt is very, very important, because according to this kind of exploration, I think that many tourists will join you in Egypt to explore on the field the marvelous existence of this building that are fantastic. I was there 2 weeks ago, and I'm very fascinated by the Egypt. Not only Giza, but there are lots of sites that are very impressive and fascinating.
Are you aware of new discoveries in Giza pyramids now?
We are working with SAR. We are moving in this on this path. There are lots of things that Filippo said before, that nothing are communicated than the Khafre pyramid to the world, but there are many other things that we are studying because we want to be sure that what we are looking at in this moment is correctly structures that are beneath the pyramids, the Giza Plateau. Because we are checking the underground from different points of analysis with different satellites using the same technology, but from different points of view, to be sure that what we are looking is real structured beneath the Giza Plateau. And there are very important results that we will announce maybe at the end of the year.
You're facing big challenges since these discoveries, if validated, it will challenge the current understanding on how the pyramids were built. Are you aware of
Yes,
it?
yes. It's first of all, the techniques that we are applying is already validated by the 7 referee that validated this methodology that we are applying. So from a scientific point of view, our technology is already validated and certificated. So this is the basic point. We are discussing about the pyramids until now in 2025 of the mystery of the pyramids because we have no idea. All the archaeological community has no idea of how the pyramids were built, who built the pyramids, and so on, because there is any proof suggesting that the pyramids were built during the 4th dynasty. The diary of Merer, for example, this is usually is recalled to suggest that the pyramids were built during the reign of Cheops. In that diary, there is any words that refers to the Great Pyramid, but refers to the transports of limestone from the cave of Tura until Giza during the 27 reign of Kingdom of Cheops, but any referment to the Great Pyramid. And so the other artifact papers, papyruses, and artifacts found in Egypt, anything described how the pyramids were built. Also, the graffiti in the chamber of the Djed inside the Great Pyramid, the vice graffiti, very discussed by the Egyptology community. In my opinion, is not a true element that could confirm that pyramids were built during the Cheops kingdom. That is why, along the last decades, many archaeologists asked to study on the field that graffiti. And me too, I'm asking to study the graffiti on the field, also with an international pool of Egyptologists. Give us the opportunity to study the graffiti and solve the problem. It's so easy. Why not? Because in my opinion, everybody knows that the graffiti is a forgery. That is why they don't give us the possibility to study the inscription inside the Great Pyramid. The only inscription in a very large building, there is only one inscription in a place inaccessible from in very easy way.
This
There
is
are
a
lots of
debatable
mysteries.
issue, and
It's
we
so
should have
easy to
discussed it.
to
Yeah,
achieve the
it's very.
truth by collaborating. This is the base of all things.
Just to add something, there are a lot of mystery. I'm not Egyptologist, I am a scientist, a rather signal processing scientist, so I'm not Egyptology, but I'm thinking about this. There are a lot of mysteries around the pyramids, but there are mysteries absolutely around the shafts that we have detected under the Khafre pyramids. So that's all. The very huge shafts that goes down.
Can you cite some examples where this methodology were used other than in the Khafra project?
Yes, the Vesuvius volcano is peer review published. Vesuvius volcano,
In South Italy.
South Italy, where Armando lives.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Do you want to add anything?
Oh,
From
just
your
to say that we are ready to collaborate with
yes,
everyone,
yes,
with Dr. Zaki Awas as well. But it's very important, first of all, the respect for people who works on basic model, because I read this statement and I'm really not disappointed, but I don't believe that this is the base to open the scientific community to a discussion on the mysteries of the ancient Egypt and of the mystery of elsewhere. So I believe, and what is very important before to release a statement is to study and analyze what kind of techniques we are using, because I read also that Zakia was stated that we use a radar inside the pyramids with no authorization, but it's not correct because we are using a satellite radar that orbit around the Earth. So before to release statement, I suggest them to analyze and study in a better way the topics. We are open to discuss with him because we respect what he made for his country and for history of Egypt. He made a great job, and we are very fascinated by his role in the history of Egypt. So I believe that the base of discussion is the respect by the people. This is the base of everything, and we are open to discuss with him.
I agree with Armando, and we are open to any kind of any collaboration. Also with the Scam Pyramid project is not a problem because I like those work that they are doing, and so on. We respect absolutely the work of Zakiawas and the person of Zakiawas, which he is also citizen of Passignano sul Trasimeno in Italy, where I live. I live a few kilometers from Passignano to Trasimeno. I live in Cocciano, so we are also neighbor. So I want to meet him. I want to have a coffee with him. It's for me very grateful. We are
This is an
few
invite.
kilometers.
Okay.
Yes. I public invite him to my house here to have coffee and discuss. It's not a problem. Because I respect him 100%. But
He's very
I
known
don't
person and very
understand
respected
why.
archaeologist in the region.
Absolutely. But we don't accept criticism not done by the scientific community, by internet and the bankers, calling our work bullshit with the indicators of bullshit, something like that I saw. And we are taking legal, how you say, action with the banker, a gentle lady that made those things. So then another thing, the scientific community did not, and the scientific community of synthetic aperture radar didn't absolutely criticize our work, and that's important. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.